So, good morning friends. In the previous module in which we have discussed about the full wave rectifier, the rectifier which convert complete wave of input into the output. In this respect, there are several drops, and on the basis of the drop, potential drop, let us consider one illustrative example based on full wave rectifier. So, for the sake of example, this is the example, that is full wave rectifier. There are two diodes D1 and D2 connected to the secondary of the coil, and here it is the primary connected to the 220 volt. So, this 220 volt primary is being stepped down to the secondary, and there are two diodes D1 and D2. These two diodes convert the input AC cycle into the output DC voltage. So, the problem is something like a current center tapped full wave rectifier deliver 0.1 ampere current at 15 volt to the load. The ripple voltage is to be no longer than 0.4 volt peak to peak. The input signal VIN is 220 volt RMS at 50 Hertz with diode drop VD is equal to 0.7 volt. Determine the required turn ratio of transformer and the diode PIV. So, this is the problem and we have to solve. The solution is also there, but in order to explain the solution, let us consider this one is a load. Here it is the load, and on this load there is 15 volt drop. This 15 volt is given, and the ripple diode ripple voltage something, this is rectified output VO. So, if we draw the ripple voltage, so this ripple voltage is something like this. So, the ripple voltage from peak to peak, this peak to peak, this voltage is 0.4 volt. This voltage is 0.4 volt. And in addition to that, there is a VD. This VD is 0.7 volt. 0.7 volt. So, if this one is a VS secondary, here it is VP primary, this is N1, here it is N2, N1 is greater than N2 because of the step down. This one is step down transformer. So, this VS secondary voltage is being distributed. First there is a drop at diode 0.7 volt, then this create a ripple output voltage, and then the ripple, and this ripple is 0.4 volt, and then there is a load drop is 15 volt. So, we see the distribution of voltage from secondary of the transformer as Vs max is VDO, diode voltage drop, this voltage, first diode voltage drop, then ripple, then the ripple voltage, this ripple voltage drop, and then VL, load voltage. So, what we have? The VD is 0.7 volt and ripple drop is half of 0.4 and then 15 volt. So, this is 0.7 volt plus 0.2 volt and then 15 volt. So Vs is 15.9 volt. This 15.9 volt is converted into RMS value. This RMS value, then it must be divided by under root 2. So 15.9 divided by under root 2, V is 11.24 volt is the RMS voltage. So this RMS voltage, what this RMS voltage is being, this one is, so central tape, being central tape, this one is 11.24, here it is 11.24. So this will give total PIV. PIV is 2 into 11.24, that is 22.48. So this value of the voltage at secondary is 22.4 volt. So for the turn ratio, for this turn ratio of transformer, that is, the turn ratio is defined as N is equal to N1 upon N2. Number of turn in primary upon number of turn in secondary. This is the turn ratio that we have to find this turn ratio. So what is the turn ratio? This turn ratio is nothing but V1 upon V2. V1 is the voltage across primary coil, V2 is the voltage across secondary coil. So V1 is B primary RMS value and V2 is V secondary RMS value. So this secondary total voltage is nothing but it is 22.48 volt because it is the drop. This is the drop, complete drop over the secondary. So this one is VRMS. So if you take this is VRMS dash, then VRMS dash is equal to 2 into 11.24. So this 11.24 multiplied with this gives the PIV, peak inverse voltage, as per the definition. So N is equal to V1 upon V2. V1 is 220 volt, that is the source voltage, and V2 is 22.4 volt. So this is 9.78. The turn ratio is 9.78, and we can suppose that there is a 10. The turn ratio is 10, 1 to 10. So the turn ratio is, what is turn ratio? This turn ratio is N1 upon N2, that is a number of turn is primary N1, number of turn is primary N2. So this N2 is less than N1. Here in this case is, this is 1, this is less than 10. So this is the solution of this problem. So the beauty of this question is, we have to find out distribution of the voltage. How the voltage is distributed across the several components along with the ripple factor as this one is. So this is about your full wave rectifier. Now the full wave rectifier can also be obtained from the bridge rectifier, in which we use 4 diodes. So for this bridge rectifier in 4 diodes, we can have the same thing from here. Most of the things are common, and the change part is So this one is a diagram of 4 diodes. By the help of 4 diodes, we can transfer the input voltage. This is VIN. This is VIN voltage. Here it is the omega t. So this is 0, this is T by 2, this is T, and this is 3T by 2. So this part is termed as first half cycle, and this term is termed as second half cycle. First half cycle and second half cycle. What we have, this is the first half cycle. This first half cycle is positive. So the first half cycle is positive. So this point is considered as the positive. So this point will be negative. So what will be the operation? The operation is, this is the positive point. This is the positive point. So this point is A, this point is B, this point is C, and this point is D. So from A, there are 2 diodes, D1 and D2. At point A, there are 2 diodes, one is D1, other is D2 at this point A. For diode D1, the connection is something like this. This is P type and this is N type. For diode D2, the connection is something like this. This is N and this is P. So at this juncture, the 2 diodes, one is in forward bias, other is reverse bias. So what we find, this diode D1 is forward bias and diode D2 is reverse bias. So this diode D1, which is forward bias, make a on circuit. So this is on circuit, and here it is off circuit at point A, which is positive. Now the second point D is negative. The second terminal D, which is negative. Again this D connected with 2 diodes, D3 and D4. In D3, this is D3, and here it is D4. This is N and here it is P. This is P, this is N in this diode. So D is negative. This is negative voltage. This negative voltage is connected N type for D3 and for P to D4. So this will make this D3 is forward bias and D4 is reverse bias. So this is on and here it is off. So what we feel? We feel that during the first half cycle, 2 diodes are in forward bias and 2 diodes are in reverse bias. So the forward bias is D1 and this D3. So if you take these 2 diodes, D1, D3 in forward bias, then these 2 diodes are connected. These 2 diodes are connected on circuit, and remaining 2 diodes are off circuit. So the action of these 2 diodes, are this point this point is A, this A point, this point is D1, then this point is D3, this point is A, this point is B, this point is C, and this point is D. So the path of the current is from A, then D1, then resistance RL, B, A, D1B, then RL, then C, then D3, then D. So the path is D, and suppose this current is I1. This current is I1. So I1 is flowing from B to C. So this is I1 current. I1 current. This one is. This is action in first half cycle. First half cycle. What about second half cycle? Second half cycle. For this second half cycle, that is this part, second half cycle, this part. So this part is negative. So during this negative, there is change of polarity. This is minus, here it is plus. This is minus, here it is. Means A is minus and D is plus. A is minus and D is plus. So if you see in the same sense, if A is minus, so what will happen? If A is minus, then D1 and here it is D2. D1 is connected with diode. This is P and this is N. This is connected with N and then P. This is N, then P. So what this is reverse bias and this is forward bias and this is off and this is on. This is off and this is on. Along with D, D is positive. This D is positive. Here it is negative. So for D is positive, as D connected D3 and D4, so this is D3 and this is D4. This D3 is connected with this kind of the diode, that is N and P. This is connected with P and N. So D is positive. So D is positive, therefore D3 is reverse bias and D4 is forward bias. And this is off and this is on. This is on. So in this second half cycle, you see D2 and D4 are forward bias on circuit. So what we find, in case of the first half, this is D1 and D3, and case of second half cycle, this is D2 and D4. D2 and D4. So the D2 and D4, when D2 and D4, so the action is here. Action is, you see, this is A. A is negative. So this is the load. This is the load. So this is D3. this is D4. So D positive and A negative. This is D4 and this one is D2. So if D is positive potential, so D4 is forward bias, D3 will be reverse bias, then it is off the circuit. Here, this is the load resistance and the point is B to C. This is RL and then B2 to A. So path of the current is from D to D4 to B point to RL to C to D2 to A. The path of this current is, this is the current flowing in this direction, and here it is this direction and this one. And this current is, here it is I1, this current is I2. This current is I2. So, the direction of current across the load, the direction of current across the load RL is same in both the cycles. Again, in this case, you see, this is the B to C, here it is I2, B to C, I2. This part is B to C, RL current 1, and here it is B to C, current I2. So the important point is, irrespective of the cycles, the direction of current across the load will same. The direction of the current in the load is same. So the output will be, the output voltage, V output, is, this is T by 2, 0, this is T, this is 3T by 2, this is omega T, this is V0, this is V0. So this part is contributed by D1 and D3. This part is contributed by D1 and D3, first cycle. And this part is contributed by D2 and D4. This part is contributed by D4 and D2 and D4. Again, alternatively, this is D1 and D3. And here it is D2 and D4 if this kind of this circle will propagate. So the best point is the direction will remain same. The direction will remain same. The amount of current due to these two resistances, the current IM is equal to VM divided by RL plus RF plus RF. RF plus RF. Why RF plus RF? Because here it is RF forward bias, here it is RF forward bias. So one load resistance RL, one load and two diode resistances. Here it is same. This part is RF and this part is RF and here it is RL. So in both the cases, there are two diodes corresponds to 2 RF forward bias resistance. So we have this one is Vm upon RL plus 2 RF. This one is the current of the circuit, So it is something like this in the action. The remaining part is same as in case of the full wave rectifier, with slight change of the resistance in this case. Now advantage, what is the other advantages of the full bridge rectifier? Advantage of the bridge rectifier. Advantage of the bridge rectifier is, first, in both the cycles, that is first half and second half, the output voltage across the load will same. While it was different in case of full wave rectifier using two diodes. So in case of two diodes, or in case of four diodes, VO output voltage, this is T by 2, this is 0, here it is T, this is 3T by 2, 0, T by 2, this is T, this is 3T by 2. In case of bridge rectifier, the output voltage is constant in both the cycles. This is the first cycle and it is the second cycle. Here it is the first cycle and here it is second cycle. So this voltage is corresponding P2 dash, this corresponding B2. And in this case. So this one is the biggest advantage of the bridge rectifier. This one is the, and due to this shortcoming, the bridge rectifier is used. So this is the ripple with pulsating value. A ripple with pulsating value, and here ripples with constant peak to peak value, something like this. Here it is Here it is something like this. This one is the pulsating, this one is the picking. So, this one is the part. Now, we like to have the comparative study of the rectifier with respect to half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. That is, we like to have a comparative chart. So, for the comparative chart, we can just have this kind of the table. If we see the comparative chart, then first is number of diodes. Here it is 1, this is 2, this is 4. Then second is transformer necessary, not yes, not. So there is no need always a transformer in half wave using one diode or 4 diodes full wave. Average IM is VM RL plus RF, VM RL plus RF, VM RL plus 2RF. That is 2 diodes having 2 this. Then average current, I average, this is IM by pi, this is 2IM over pi, that is 2IM over pi. Then root mean RMS IM by 2, IM by under root 2, IM by under root 2. This is the root mean. Now ripple factor is 1.21, 0.486, 0.486. Then efficiency this is 40.6%, this is 81.2%, here it is 81.2%. Then voltage regulation, that is K VNL minus VFL upon VFL. Here it is same VNL VFL upon VFL. This is K, that is VNL VFL VFL. And the last one is ripple frequency. Ripple frequency, that is F is equal to 50 hertz. Here it is FR is equal to 2F, that is 2 into 50, it is 100 hertz. Here FR is equal to 2F, that is 2 into 50 hertz. So this is the comparative chart of the rectifier using two diodes, half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier in the two diodes and four diodes. So the major change is the necessity of the transformer. This is the important thing. Many objective type question students say it is necessary, but it is not necessary. If already input voltage is low, then there is no need of step down transformer in case of half wave and full wave diodes. The first. The second is, during bridge rectifier, due to the two diodes, there are two factors, two input factors. And the ripple factor, that is 1.2, very high ripple factor, that is poor. This is poor rectification. Here it is 50%. Efficiency 40, then twice of that, and the ripple frequency is 2F. These are the things. So this is all about the rectifier. In the next module, we will like to discuss the third stage of the rectifier, that is filter. If there is a ripple, definitely there is a ripple. So how to remove the ripple for the smooth DC output? So for that purpose, we use filter circuit. And in filter circuit, there are L section filter section, there is pi section filter, there are input capacitance filter. So we will discuss on the next one. Thank you.